right, we're talking about pantry stuff today. What to put in your pantry, and we have a lot of good information on that in this book. But we're gonna use some other resources out there. That's what we're gonna do. So in the comments, let me know where you're coming from, what type of diabetes you're living with, and let's have some fun today. So I love answering questions. Oh, we're gonna be live on Instagram, so I should go look at the Instagram comments. I love answering questions. And every once in a while on here, we call out a specific person and we get to change somebody's life, which we've definitely done with, I think, Ben, your agent. Ben, your agent. That dude is likely misdiagnosed, and I think we got him straightened out. He's getting this test done and all that stuff. So we got Texas type 2, Seattle 1.5. Excellent. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Monogenic diabetes. Hey, Caden, we have a coach on our team who's living with monogenic diabetes. Okay. We know a lot about that. Type 1.5, thanks to your book, Mindfully Susan, got that figured out. A lot of people misdiagnosed. It's it's become one of our missions here. Okay. It's become one of our missions. Okay. So if anybody needs to reach our support team, you just send an email to support@masteringdiabetes.org, and our support team is going to help you. We have type 1 in the house from Ukraine. We have Australia type 2. A lot of people here. Good to have you with us. We're talking about pantry items. So I'm actually just going to get going. I want to really make sure you guys get to learn a lot today. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to see some information from our good friends over at Forks Over Knives. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. Your whole food vegan grocery list, oil-free breads, sauces, and other go-to products. Okay, it's a great resource. Simply Google Forks Over Knives oil-free grocery list, and you're going to find this. It's very comprehensive. This is a fantastic resource, and you're going to see a lot of things on this list that we would consider in our yellow light list. So crackers, right? So crackers are something we're going to put in our yellow light list. But I really hope that the time we're spending together, you guys have become clear. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of flexibility. I always like to say there's 8.1 billion different ways to follow a low-fat, plant-based whole food diet. And our friends at Forks Over Knives are just a great resource for broadening your options. Okay. Hummus and dips. Look at these. Oasis is a great brand. All right. Roots oil-free original hummus. Great brand. Lots of good stuff. So I just wanted to share this resource. It's great. I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to pull up another resource. I'm going to share one tab at a time. So share screen. Here we go. And we're going to go to this one, right? This one is titled How to Give Your Kitchen a Whole Food Plant-Based Makeover. Another great resource. What things you can get rid of, right? Easy, step by step. Here, what are you going to put in your pantry, all right? And so this is what we were talking about. Aluminum-free, low-sodium baking powder, applesauce, arrowroot powder. You can have beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, all right? If you want to cook your beans from scratch. You can have canned tomato products. And this is, I'll show you another resource that we're going to have on the Mastering Diabetes website as well. But we are really passionate about utilizing all the amazing resources you have in 2024 to follow a low-fat, plant-based whole food diet. There's so many convenience items. And there's a misconception that everything that's in a can or in a bag is bad for you. And that is not true, and not really addressing the nuance of nutrition and life in 2024. You can find oil-free, salt-free beans in a can. Is it bad because it's in a can? Absolutely not. You can find arugula in a bag. Is it bad because it's in a bag? No, it's just straight up arugula, right? So getting your canned tomato products are just a great option, all right? And they can be less expensive. They can have a longer shelf life. They can have the perfect texture and flavor for some of your recipes. Just know that. And this is a good resources. So low or no sodium vegetable broth. Okay, small amounts of sweeteners. Totally cool. Oil-free pasta sauces. Maybe you want to do some oil-free popcorn. You got all kinds of things in here. All right. Whole grain brown rice, quinoa, steel cut oats, and rolled oats. So these are all great things. Although, again, when you're living with diabetes, when you have blood glucose challenges, we're going to try and not be focusing on rolled oats. That's for sure. We're going to focus on steel cut. So you got to focus on some nuances here. All right. Now, things like brown rice pasta, stuff like that, that's that's another food, comes in a package. It literally has one ingredient. It's brown rice that's been turned into a pasta. And the pastas are actually a good option when it comes to calorie density, because when they're cooked, they reabsorb the water and their calorie density ends up being similar to the original food. Still, brown rice is going to be ideal, but just know that's an option. Okay. So now I'm going to do one more resource. Okay. Mastering diabetes packaged foods. That's what I'm going to Google. And you can get to this too. Okay. And it's going to bring you to the plant-based on a budget. I'm going to share my screen again. All right. Present. Share screen. There we go. It's going to bring you to this resource. All right. And it's called Plant-Based on a Budget, the ultimate guide, ultimate packaged foods guide. And this is a great resource where we've organized. This is really, really, really clean packaged food here, right? We take things a little bit to the next level at Mastering Diabetes. A lot of these are going to have one or just a few other ingredients. So, and it's all organized by the way our green light food list is organized. In the green light category, you have fruits first, right? So we're looking at packaged fruits first. So to the best of my knowledge, this is pretty much all the frozen fruit that you can commonly find. There are some exceptions out there. In South Florida, you could find mamey frozen, but I should probably add that to this list just to make it complete. But frozen jackfruit, frozen bananas, frozen pomegranate, frozen cherries, frozen mango. You have wild blueberries, you have blueberries, you have raspberries, pineapple, blackberries, peaches, strawberries, and dragon fruit. These are commonly found fruits, and they're available year-round. There's no waste. They're usually more cost-effective, and you can certainly utilize them. You could just simply let them thaw out and use them in a recipe, or you can put them in a smoothie. You could make ice cream out of them with a Yonana's ice cream maker. A lot of fun there. Now, starchy vegetables, that's the second category in our green light food list. So there's a lot out there, right? So this is literally Cascadia Farms. This is just sweet potatoes. That's it. There's nothing else. The sweet potato noodles, that's it. It's just sweet potatoes that have been turned into noodles. You can have a lot of fun with those. This company has white, purple, and orange potatoes in a bag. That's it. Already pre-cut, quick and ready for you to put in whatever recipe or no recipe you need, however you want to do it. All right. Sweet potato toast, hash browns, Steam Fresh. You're going to see this company Steam Fresh appear frequently, and same with Bird's. Bird's Eye is the company that produces Steam Fresh. So this Bird's Eye company, they're rocking it. Hopefully maybe they'll sponsor us someday. Okay. You got roasted corn, you got sweet corn canned, and literally it's just corn in there. It's sweet corn, but they didn't actually add like a sweetener or something. It's just corn. Butternut squash rice, butternut squash spiralized, butternut squash noodles, kabocha squash, right? This is Earthbound. Earthbound's a great company. All right. So, cutting up a squash some people could be challenging, could be time consuming, but boy, you just open up the bag, put it in the container and heat it up, right? Then there's some great companies that have canned legumes. So we're into our third category of the green light foods. You're going to find lentils, beans, peas in this category. So right here we have organic lentil beans. Then you have adzuki beans, black beans. These particular brands, this is Eden Organic, and these particular options have no added sodium. No added sodium. Just really, really clean, simple products. Melissa's is a fancy company. You'll see them at stores like Sprouts and stuff like that. They have just steamed lentils. Saves you time. It's ready to go. Sweet peas, just steam them. You can put them in the microwave. You can put them on the oven. You could just get them in you pretty easily. Cut green beans right here. Sugar snap peas, sweet peas, garden peas. So that's the peas, that's the beans, that's the lentils category. Then there's companies that have intact whole grains. Oftentimes it's pre-cooked and ready to go. and just got to reheat. So it's very, very time saving. All right. Very efficient. All right. So this resource is very easy to get to. Just Google Mastering Diabetes Packaged Foods, and you're going to get to this resource. Easy, easy, easy. Now this was a fun one. I remember putting this together. Combo items. So this is where it's a prepackaged item that includes starchy vegetable starches, right? Legumes and intact whole grains all in one, which is very cool because you're getting the calorie density you need. So this Bird's Eye company coming through again, rice, corn, carrots, and peas. That's like a meal in a bag. Heat it up, put a sauce on top, and boom, you got it. Like you literally have a healthy meal in minutes. Nothing to really, there's really no cleanup in that situation. You just, recycle the bag and you're good to go. Here we have rice, veggies, cauliflower, and sweet potato. The Green Giant company, they kind of like compete with Bird's Eye, and they're also really good options here. Okay, how about this? This is a steam crisp. I think there's some beans, there's some corn in this container, and that was it, right? So when you do enough searching, you can find some of these companies that have really clean products. Like there's no added salt, nothing. It's literally just the whole foods put in the container. Red potato blend. So this one has, if you look, it's hard to see on Instagram, guys, but if you look closely, the picture has broccoli, it has corn, it has red potatoes, and I believe it has some carrots in there. And then Eden, they have brown rice and pinto beans, and they put some spices and stuff in there. So they have a lot of these. Some are higher in sodium than others. We tried to pick the ones that were lower. These aren't necessarily perfect, but when you're looking for a convenience item, you make it work, Farro, broccoli, carrots, and chickpeas. Boom, right there. That's a good one. That's a really good one. So these ones are really exceptional. If you can find these and bring them into your life, it's going to make your life a heck of a lot easier. Hummus, we saw a lot of these on the Forks Over Knives website. This organic, this company, Oasis, they do great stuff. Then you can get non-starchy vegetables. So carrot noodles, carrots roasted, zucchini noodles, beets that have been riced. Like some of the prep has just been taken care of for you. It's quite nice. So this is a ton of options here. Ton of options. It goes on and on and on. I do want to talk about another company here that I think is doing great work. Right here, this one. Well Your World. Okay, check these guys out. I'm trying to get to the homepage. All right. They have a really, really clean product. SOS free. No salt, no oil, and no sugar. Our plant-based products are 100% free of added salt, processed oil, and refined sugar. We believe the healthiest food is whole plant food. So these are really cool, sort of like packaged options to make your life easier. And I think their dressings are something you guys will really like. They have some of these powders to add as flavor agents, pizza sauce, mushroom basil pasta sauce. These are sort of spice blends with no salt, right? Fiesta blend, Mexican herbs and spices, no added salt. Really cool. And there's a lot of options here. And then they have dressings. People are always looking for dressings. Okay. Somebody says, I just ordered a Well Your World bundle that came today. So excited to use the barbecue sauce. So let's look at that. Where's the barbecue sauce? Right here, barbecue sauce. So somebody on Instagram just ordered this. Fantastic. The ingredients: tomato puree, raisins, apple cider vinegar, onions, peppers, another type of pepper, a smoke flavor, mustard seed, garlic, black pepper, and spices. It's fun to really be able to read the ingredients and really be able to understand everything that's in here. So if you're allergic to nuts, if you're trying to stay gluten-free, it's sweetened with whole fruit. There's no added sugar, no added oil. Like, it's cool. It's a really, really, really cool company. So that's Well Your World. You can just Google Well Your World and check it out. Good stuff. All right. So let's see if there's any questions that have come in, and let's try and help out. Also, I love the chat box being the brag box. If you want to share some of your wins, things that have been going on, let's do it. So Dina says, I live with other family members who are not vegan. My only trigger that they buy is peanut butter. How much of that a day can I have without going overboard as you don't have diabetes? Okay, Dina, if you don't have diabetes, I would figure out what are your other goals. Are you happy with your weight? I think when you have a why, that's gonna help you stay disciplined with certain decisions, right? So figure out what your goals are, what you want, and then decide. Are you gonna follow the mastering diabetes method for some other benefit and keep it to less than 30 grams of fat per day, or are you just gonna be a little more flexible and seek the metabolically flexible stance? I mean, depends on what your goals are. That's the answer to the question. It depends on what your goals are. All right. Okay. There's also a product that's peanut butter powder. What about pasta made out of other whole grains? It's probably great. You can find some of these packaged foods where you can truly read all the ingredients. Whatever the pasta is made out of, you fully understand every ingredient. It's great. It's just all it is just a little bit more refined. It goes into our yellow light category, but it's still a very high quality food and certainly better than a lot of the alternatives out there. All right. Those foods you are mentioning that are pre-made are not available to Canada. I'd be surprised, Carolyn, if you couldn't go to a Canadian grocery store and find either these brands or different brands that are offering something similar. I'd be surprised if you went to the frozen vegetable section and you couldn't find some sort of pre-made vegetable mix and maybe some that had some whole grains in there or some potatoes in there. I'd be shocked. All right. These items are pricey. I don't know if I agree with that statement. If you go and you look at the cost of buying some spinach in a bag or pre-cut broccoli in a bag, or I don't think they're that expensive. If you went and bought beans in a can, the cost of buying beans and whole grains compared to things like meat and fish and seafood, especially per calorie, nutrient density, getting some fiber. The whole food plant-based diet is not expensive. Let me also give you another example. I'm going to address that one real quick. Hold on. Let's go forks over knives, 1.5 per day. I want you to Google that. Forks over knives, 1.5 per day. That's what you Google, and you're going to get here. This is my friend Darshana from Forks Over Knives. Put this together, and this is a really beautiful piece. So Darshana tried eating a healthy, low-fat, plant-based whole food diet for $1.50 a day for 5 days. And she did it successfully. She bought a bag of potatoes. She bought a bag of carrots. She bought a bag of brown rice. She bought lentils. She bought some brown rice pasta. And she bought some tomato sauce. All right. She said she also bought organic oatmeal from the bulk section of Whole Foods. And she set aside 30 cents for some spices from her pantry. So that's $6.72 so far. And here she tells you what she made, she tells you what she ate, and she tells you what she learned. So I wish there were some more pictures here of the meals. That would have been nice. But this does not need to be expensive. This does not need to be expensive. All right. So let's go back and continue answering questions. All right, what's next? I've been teaching mastering diabetes to my brother. 6 months, he's lost 25 kilograms, reduced insulin almost completely. He's doing so well. That's a shameless brag. Hey, please, more bragging. I want more bragging in the comments. Carrie, that's fantastic. So in 6 months, lost 25 kilograms. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Good work. Very good work. Is sunflower butter good for diabetes? Here's the deal. Nuts and seeds are a far better option when it comes to fat than things like red meat, chicken, fish, stuff like that, okay? So nuts and seeds are a better source, but too much nuts and seeds are going to be a problem for maximizing your insulin sensitivity. So any nut butter, any seed butter, like let's say you take pumpkin seeds and turn it into like pumpkin butter or whatever. Or let's say you take sesame seeds or hemp seeds and you turn it into some sort of butter. Too much is not good. Too much is not good. It's going to be a very small amount. We actually have a graphic to illustrate that in the book, which I love showing people. I posted this graphic recently on Instagram, and every time I talk about it, people get upset. Just genuinely get upset. It's unbelievable. We're just trying to make the point here. We're just trying to give you the facts. All right. At the top of the page, that's a full day of eating: an apple, a banana, and 3 meals. Then there's a line. It says, or eat one of these foods below. There's 9 different foods below. This whole thing is just trying to teach you the point of a very small amount of high-fat foods will provide you a lot of fat quickly. The entire day at the top is 5 pounds, 6 ounces of total food, and you're going to get 15 grams of fat and all of that, okay? Then, if you just had less than an ounce of sesame seeds, 0.9 ounce, that contains 15 grams of fat, okay? So peanut butter, 1.8 tablespoons is 15 grams of fat, all right? The point is, if you're truly looking to maximize your insulin sensitivity and follow a truly low-fat diet, you do need to be aware of the volume, the amount of nuts and seeds that you are consuming and avocados, okay? So a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm doing the plant-based thing. I'm eating plant-based, and I'm not really seeing the results I want when it comes to, or I'm doing mastering diabetes. I'm eating tons of fruit. I'm eating tons of beans and whole grains and all this. And then they're digging into their office drawer and having a whole container of nuts, as a snack, just eating this container of nuts. You've got to learn how much fat you are consuming per day. It's going to open up your mind, and it's a big part of our method. Now, we do have to wrap up here in 3 minutes because we want you to go over and check out the show with Stephanie from Green Sage Life. She's going to be featured on the Amla Green Facebook page. So I hope that's also going to be broadcast to the Amla Green Instagram page. So you just go type in Amla Green, and you can see this show, and it's going to be fun. So don't miss the ginger energy shot from Stephanie, and she's amazing. You're going to have fun over there. So why don't we do one more comment, and then we'll call it a day here. So Tiffany from South Carolina, I've become insulin resistant. Fasting blood sugar has been consistently high for years. Both parents had type 2, and I've had gestational diabetes twice. I've been trying to get my physicians for years to help me with no success. Neurologist thinks the neuropathy I'm having is related to becoming diabetic already, and your A1C is fine. Tiffany, I hope that you are digging into our information and you're getting the right medical support. So I would, pick up a copy of our book and learn the Master Diabetes Method, start implementing it, and reach out to Love Life Telehealth. Love Life Telehealth, if you need a medical team that you trust and truly understands low-fat, plant-based, whole food nutrition. That's my recommendation. And that's it. Guys, this was fun. Thanks for joining. You pick up the copy of the book anywhere books are sold: Amazon, Audible, Spotify. It's on the Spotify audiobook section now. So pick up a copy, and I'll see you guys next week on Wednesday.